So this is the traffic coming down from Stopsley, and when you get to this part here, it's actually very bad visibility because of those big screens to join that roundabout. I'm sure there'll be an accident sooner or later. Look, you can see it's very difficult for people coming from that right-hand side. But do Luton Council care? Do pigs fly? When one of the residents took a film showing no social distancing between the workmen here a few weeks ago. See, look, almost had an accident. But this is Luton. It's only a question of time before there's a really bad accident here. This has been going on for months now, and they're still working on it. Although at the time, one of the Lib Dem councillors wrote to me and said, "Oh, we know we broke the social distancing rules, no, the government guidelines, but they had to do it that weekend, and then there'll be no more roadworks." And yet, here they are, still roadworking. No wonder the council is broke. They got this money from the government apparently, so they burnt a hole in their pocket and they were determined to spend it. Even though David Franks, the Lib Dem leader, Review and Scrutiny Committee, put up a very spirited defence, probably the best oratory of his life. But he stopped it going through that day, but they still put it through, because this is Luton. They have consultations and they ignore it. They also ignore common sense. So there are actually no road markings saying that this is a roundabout. They come down here. These are coming from Stopsley. There's nothing to say that they have to give way at the moment. And they're not aware of people coming from their right. It's just so unbelievable. These people are turning from Round Green. There's nothing to say that it's a roundabout even, and the people coming up here, there's no give way sign there at the moment. The council might say, "Oh well, we're going to do it in a few days." Well, surely they could have put a few white lines there temporarily. This was a pea-sized roundabout which has now been removed, and they've tarmacked this big area here. They're going to close this road for 2 days this week to install the traffic lights. But in the meantime, it's a miracle if someone isn't killed. It's just crazy. The whole idea was stupid in the first place. And where that blue and white arrow is, they had a pea-sized roundabout there for the last few months. And it's very confusing for drivers. Now there aren't even any signs to tell them there's a roundabout or to stop, give way here. What kind of people design these things? Who's in charge of roadworks at Luton Council, for God's sake? Luton Council apparently received 1.1 million from the government for these roadworks. It was burning a hole in their pocket. It's an overview and scrutiny committee. David Franks, the Lib Dem leader, spoke vehemently at the stupidity of it all, but he did get it delayed for another meeting, but the executive sent it to full council and they passed it through. They started work a few days later. And that's what consultations mean in Luton. Now, they're going to put a lot of traffic lights here, but at the moment, there isn't even a give way sign for cars coming from the airport way up. They're leaving Vauxhall Way, going around this roundabout. There's not even lines on the road to say they have to give way. It is so dangerous. I passed here last night and they didn't even have any street lights in operation, which was even more criminal. It's only a question of time before there's a really bad accident here. And it was also unnecessary in the first place. So there are actually no road markings saying that this is a roundabout. They come down here. These are coming from stops. See, there's no thing to say that they have to give way at the moment. And they're not aware of people coming from their right. It's just so unbelievable. These people are turning from Round Green. There's nothing to say that it's a roundabout even, and the people coming up here, there's no give way sign there at the moment. The council might say, oh well, we're going to do it in a few days. Well, surely they could have put a few white lines there temporarily. This was a pea-sized roundabout which has now been removed, and they've tarmacked this big area here. This is the traffic approaching Vauxhall Way roundabout from Stopsley. So you can see they just have to change lane at that point, and they're right on the roundabout with that tiny give way sign. When we turned from that way down here towards the airport last night, very confusing anyway, and this was really rough. They've taken the tarmac up here. It was just horrendous. So traffic coming on that side of the road, and this has just been done recently. Here, there is a give way sign a few yards back. They do have the give way sign on the road. But do you think this is a sensible road marking for people? Especially when I came up last night and there weren't even any street lights here. And this is the part where Luton Council felled many trees. They did it in the height of the bird nesting season in April. And this is because they're going to make this into a dual carriageway. At present they've run out of money. Perhaps because they've lent so many millions to the airport which they own. The Luton News did a very good article and put two of my films up, and they actually stopped all felling of trees for the summer. first time Luton Council has ever been known to respond to any consultation or any plea from anybody, a resident, Friends of the Earth, Greenpeace, Friends of Wigmore Park, Save Our Trees on Vauxhall Way. They just ignore everybody. But so far these trees they haven't got done any more since April anyway. I'm sure it's only temporary. The whole plan has no sense behind it, because if they make this into a dual carriageway when they get the money, it only ends up in ordinary single roads, so what's the point? This is the 13th of September 2019. Why are there no street lights on this approach to the roundabout towards Vauxhall Way? It's very disorientating. This is Sunday, 13th September 2020. This is the lead up from Round Green to these roadworks. Why are there no lights there? In here. So there are no lights all the way from Merchant Grove, and that one there is out before this big roundabout.